Sometimes people think an imposter syndrome is when you are being mentored and following a mentor. That's not imposter syndrome. The imposter syndrome comes in when somebody thinks that they're not good enough. And when they think they're not good enough, they want to try to become somebody else. So when they want to try to be somebody else, they end up losing themselves in the process. So there are a few things that I took down that I want us to look at. And then when we delve into that, I'm sure we'll be able to deal with this kind of syndrome. So my leading today is to make sure that you win from being affected by what we call the imposter syndrome. So there are many things that we're going to discuss there. So there is what we call the negative and the positive of it. So sometimes people then think an imposter syndrome is when you are being mentored and being a mentor. That's not imposter syndrome. So it means if you're actually having an imposter syndrome and yet you are following mentorship, it's not correct. You are actually being led. Following clues every time success leaves clues. But then most of the time, the imposter syndrome, it comes in when somebody thinks that they're not good enough. And then when they think they're not good enough, they want to try to become somebody else. So when they want to try to be somebody else, they end up losing themselves in the process. But then what you want to realize is that because you are actually following somebody else, you're actually having a mentor. So instead of you forcing yourself to become that person, you need to become your person using their ideology or using their footsteps. So there are a few things that I then took down that I want us to look at. And then when we delve into that, I'm sure we'll be able to deal with this kind of syndrome. So I said this, sometimes imposter syndrome, you'll be feeling like a fraud. Even when you have proof that you're competent, you think that you just got lucky. And people will find out that things don't belong to you. No. You need to know that in as much as you have followed the footsteps of somebody else, it's you who did it. It's actually you who did it. So you cannot say, I'm not good enough. You're actually good enough because you did it. It's like saying you want to copy Usain Bolt to run 100 meters. And then if you clock the same time that Usain Bolt reached, it doesn't mean you're an imposter. You followed great footsteps. It's still you who ran. So sometimes I free people up with this, that you can't say to me that I'm wearing fake clothes. I'm the one who bought them. So because I'm the one who bought them, they are my authenticity. And your authenticity can be somebody else fake. It's a matter of discussion and opinion. So you don't need to think about that. Another thing that I would want you to do for you to deal with this imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome, remember, it's attacking your identity. It's attacking your potential, and it's trying to make sure that you don't feel that you can do it and you never win. Last week, I was talking to a certain lawyer, and I said to him that the person was saying, I feel overwhelmed, that nothing is working. Every time I'm overwhelmed. But when you look at people who have overwhelming thoughts like that, they do not take time to count wins. You need to count your wins. There are many things that are happening. Yes, you don't have the money, you don't have the rental, you don't have a job, but you have got kids. Those kids are going to school, they are doing well, they are having, they look at you as their parent, their mom or their dad. But then you're still overwhelmed because you're failing to reach at a certain point or make ends meet. Let me tell you something. The fact that your children adore you is one win that you should consider, that you are not a loser. So in that way, you then start to want to act to be a wannabe, somebody that you are not. That's imposter syndrome, feeling that you're not good enough. You are actually good enough. One of the other things that I had to put down is you need to be able to talk about it. Almost everyone feels this, especially when you're in the new job. Especially when you're in the school or when you're in a new place, and the chances are that your co-workers and friends, they can feel it too. Everybody can feel it. You need to be able to separate feelings and facts. Most of the time, the imposter syndrome comes in feelings. It doesn't face the facts. But when you weigh the facts versus how you're feeling, most of the time that you'll see that you're actually growing. The facts will show that you're growing, but the feeling will feel that, no, you know what, the way I've been doing it, I should have been doing it like this, I should have been doing it like them, I should be doing it like him. No. If you are a preacher like in my world, just because I'm not preaching like TD Jakes doesn't mean I am failing. So maybe I need to preach, maybe for the lack of better word, I need to preach like maybe the famous Joyce Meyer or whoever, and then because I don't feel good enough when I'm not doing the TD Jakes, I become an imposter now. I want to feel like TD Jakes. I want to do it like Jakes, but my makeup is not Jakes. It's a calm makeup. It's like a fish that is fighting and feeling jealousy of not flying, but yet it's failing to recognize that it has got capacity to swim, and a bird cannot swim, but a fish can swim. So be a fish you are. You can copy 10 steps of being resilient, 10 steps of being consistent, 10 steps of practicing. All these things, you can be resilient, you can be consistent, you can be practicing, but you can be doing all this in your own facet, in your own lane. I can be practicing as a fish, I can be practicing as a bird, I can be practicing as a cheetah, I can be consistent as a fish, I can be consistent as a bird, I can be consistent as a cheetah. Either way, you can still become the best you're meant to be. One of the things that I would then say, you need to aim for good enough, not perfect, because most people don't know that most of the people who have got the perfection syndrome, they actually have got this imposter syndrome. Perfectionists have got a lot of imposter syndrome. I know it's a bit confusing to people because they're like, okay, I feel that because imposter syndrome is supposed to be something like a sickness or something like that. But then they are trying to become beyond what they are. Human nature in itself is not perfect. So you trying to be a perfectionist is a direct fight over your real nature. That becomes an imposter syndrome. So sometimes some people feel that they are faking it. No, you're not faking it. You're actually growing. You are taking the first steps. Look at this. For me to grow higher, I need to take somebody else's ladder that they made. But when I'm up there, then I'll build my own floor, my own way. So you follow clues. You follow success clues. So that's how you deal with this imposter syndrome. Some people say I don't deserve this seat. Some people say I'm copying others. No, you are using a proven map while you're building your own route. So it's not copying. It's using your own map that somebody did, but you're creating your own route. Even when I'm copying, even in a school, the handwriting is mine, the pen is mine, the book is mine, the ink is still mine. And the capacity to look and copy is still my capacity, because there are people with other syndromes that even if they see something that is red, they see green. But me being able to captivate that it's still green, it's mine. So I'm just learning. I'm just using a route and creating my own route using your own map. So sometimes these are the things that people then struggle with. So then in conclusion, I'll then say that learning from others is not saying that you're not original. People think because I'm learning from somebody else, then I'm not original. No. I'm following the clues. I'm following the success clues. It's how we grow. Look at children. There's no school where children are taught how to walk. Children are never taught how to walk. There's no school which says when you are growing up, you lift your leg to the left and then you twist the ankle, then you step on the floor and then you take the other leg and then you cross the other leg and you push it forward. No, they learn by watching. They learn by copying. They learn by following. So in my book Rhythm, I said, photocopy is an original of itself. So a copy is an original of itself. So in as much as I am copying walking, I'll still create my own step, because the height of my legs is not the height of my father's legs. So I copy the action, but I'll still create my own uniqueness in that. So what are we saying? We're saying that the only way you can become an imposter is if you pretend you didn't learn anything from anybody. That's being an imposter. Everybody who has done master's degree, everybody who has done a degree, everybody who has done a diploma, one thing that you are taught in school is we are taught to work against what we call plagiarism. Plagiarism is failure to acknowledge somebody else's work that you have gained knowledge from. That's being an imposter. So everybody who has learned, they learned from somebody else's books that they wrote. It doesn't mean they are not original. They are very original. But what is the difference between those people and you? The difference is you never bothered to then acknowledge anybody who taught you. So when you are able to acknowledge whoever taught you something, you are running away from being an imposter. You are winning the war. You are being an original, even if you are using other people's information. What paths you are on right now, that makes you, the paths that you are on right now, you need to still have somebody that you can compliment. You get it? So you need to be able to do it, learn from others. But if you're not doing that, and if you're not growing, if you're not asking, if you're not coping, if you're not checking, if you're not looking at clues, you're also dwindling. So for growth to happen, conquer the imposter syndrome. And when you conquer the imposter syndrome, you become very original and you feel that you can be the best you can be. Thank you for watching. Let's join this podcast again next. So if you want me and the information, you go to www.mgstaiper.co.za. Thank you. God bless you. I love you. Enjoy your day.